Hey, Cheddar. I want to say surprising these. There you go. Oh, thanks. And those finally finished. Alright. Hoping this time it don't fall off again. Okay, perfect. Alright. So. Oops. Ah. Wow. Hello everyone. Now I know, let's just jump to the case here. Morning guys, how everyone is doing. So I know we have heard the news and we'll say like exciting news as well have been shared, which I didn't think this was actually what's going to happen. But and it is blowing up crazy. So first off, we went from Disney releasing the instrumentals of Muppet songs, which is actually pretty good. I didn't hear the album yet. Then yesterday we heard about the Muppets hitting up Broadway, which is absolutely funny because I seen this earlier on Instagram like a few minutes ago, how the production of the Hamlet adaptation was supposed to be, then the Henson Company at the time was afraid that it was going to ruin the illusion. Now that we have the Muppets finally hitting Broadway, so I think that's a beautiful plus there. And now, finally, which I didn't think I surprised that we're gonna get this, because I know a lot of people were expecting at D23 that these news were gonna be shared, but I think something else is happening at D23 with Muppet Studios from what I seen earlier this morning. We finally seen the concept art of the brand new upcoming revamp, or you can say that, Rock and Roller Coaster for the Muppets, and I gotta say, this again looks very, very good. Very, very indeed promising. Um, which says two important things that I really love noting that I love seeing, and kind of glad that Disney kind of kept this little reference in. Actually, first and foremost, we heard that the G-Force Records, which I didn't think Aerosmith was actually part of that, is actually owned by J.P. Gross, which, of course, for those who don't know who that character is, because he was not in a lot of Muppet productions, obviously. So for J.P. Gross, he's actually Scooter's uncle. He first appeared in the first season of The Muppet Show. He was like an on and off character in The Muppet Show, so it's a rarity you will see him in not all of the episodes, but in some of the episodes. He was performed by the great late Jerry Nelson, respectfully, and he was the owner of The Muppet Show. So if you ever seen like the first season of The Muppet Show, and there's this particular line where Scooter always said that his uncle owns the theater. Yeah, that's his uncle. Like I said, JP was not really in a lot of the episodes of the Muppet Show. He was not in a lot of Muppet projects. Um, but it's kind of glad to see that a character like him is finally coming back and now owning the record label. Which is another thing that I love too, not in this as well, is that they also acknowledge the fact that Scooter is the band's manager, also, which is a great little reference nod from the 1979 Muppet movie too, because it you ever see the movie, and I highly recommend you go check it out. There's a scene where Kermit and Fozzie meets the band in a church, and Scooter's saying that he is the band manager. So that's pretty good. So we got two little references from the past that Disney actually acknowledged, surprisingly, and actually putting in. I'm excited to see what Scooter look like as animatronic. That'd be pretty really cool. So far, the characters that we actually do see in the concept art, so far at least, because you know they will be coming up more later on, updates later on down the line. We do get to see Kermit and Piggy. And of course, we do have the two penguins, which, yes, again, those penguins did got saved by Disney. They are not Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, yes, they can destroy those animatronics, but you know, Disney like to preserve things and keep them for a great liable future. In some cases, I was really over here predicting that they will probably be on like display, you know, for something for the archives, but okay, I guess not. The penguins live another day. Only two penguins live another day. Hopefully, the rest will be in the archives, cause there's so many things in Disney's archive they did from Muppets. Okay, like I was hoping that would happen, but I am hoping that Statler and Waldorf animatronics do get saved. So, actually in the archives at least, because look, you got a lot of in there. Yeah, exactly. They ain't gonna pull a CEC and trash everything. Of course. Of course, where's Sweden's at is a really good, honest question. Where's the fountain at, and where are the statues at? Now, that's another question that hopefully does get answered, and hopefully later on, you know, as the months to come, because it is getting closer to next year, we do have answers to see where the statues go and where the fountain goes, because I am hoping and really hoping that Disney actually saved the fountain and actually put it in the courtyard. You know, just a little nice reference, you know, reminisce to the Muppets courtyard. You know, make that whole entire thing. I'm hoping that Disney does it. That'd be really nice of them to actually do. And let's just hope that that fountain is really saved and not honestly destroyed, because that'd be a shame. But going back with the characters, of course, we do see the Electric Mayhem themselves in the pre-show, and of course, I don't know for sure if JP will be in the show. I mean, from what I understand it, we have not really seen JP had a performer in quite a while, ever since Jerry Nelson unfortunately passed away years ago. So having JP a new performer, even though he's kind of like a character that is like an off character, again, like I said, you do not see JP in a lot Muppet Productions. Maybe you'll see like puppet looks like him performed by various performers, but as for like saying like, okay, seeing him in the pre-show even though he's in the concept art, now keep in mind the concept art is one thing, in reality it's going to be a whole another thing. I generally don't see JP being like having a play role in the storyline. Again, I could be wrong at the same time, but it would be really nice to see JP having another new performer. But if they want to pay respect to Jerry Nelson, I can totally understand that too. Look, respect at the end of the day. But I am hoping that they actually do a part for JP. At least, I don't know yet. But it is unknown if the other characters will be in the little production. As you know, from reading and from seeing that there is hints that Muppet Labs will be in this ride. So hey, look, maybe Bussin' and Beaker will make a surprising appearance in the show, which would be pretty cool. I don't know for sure if we're gonna see Gonzo or Fozzie, you know, those types of characters. Maybe Joe the Legal Weasel. You know, it's really unknown what's going on. I mean, so far there's footage came out today, and we've seen not Gonzo, we've seen Kermit, Scooter, Fozzie, and half of the Mayhem. Again, I really don't know what Disney got planned for, but I'm really excited, and I'm glad that this concept art is finally released out to the public, and they finally talked about it. I know it looks great. It honestly does look great, and I was kind of really was hoping, and thank God he didn't do this, that we wasn't gonna see like a Rainbow Connection get milked 20,000 times. Thankfully that didn't happen, and I'm so glad they didn't went to the part like they were gonna sing like original Disney songs either, because I don't. That's not how you should do the Muppets, and generally you should not do that with the Muppets. Okay, Country Bears, you can have that. You can have all of that. You were fine with that from the beginning. You was there from the start. Leave it. Muppets, no. And again, I'm kind of glad that we did have a Rainbow Connection, getting milk 20,000 goddamn times. I mean, yes, it's a great signature song, but come on, there's so many versions of it. It's amazing, isn't it? But generally, fact two. Um, with this being the newest attraction coming at Disney and being the newest thing from the Muppets, again, I am really excited to see how this all plays out, and I'm really excited for it. Again, um, I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see what chaos and mayhem this does bring to the table. Um, so again, it looks pretty cool, look pretty promising. Like I said, there's actually videos of it earlier, actually, of it too. Which, by the way, let me just go here. Now I gotta skim through it because this actually had like other presentation like Zootopia, Big Thunder, and stuff. But let's see.
Or the bustling city of Coruscant.
Now we'll play this whole thing, but this thing is like 29 minutes.
Each time could feel
1 second.
great bounty out there to capture, so you're gonna borrow that iconic Millennium Falcon, team up with Mando, and Grogu, and Hondo to track them down and explore the galaxy. So we can't wait for all of you and all us to blast off on this, to this attraction.
Wait. Okay, here it is. Just gotta skim through this whole thing. This from earlier today.
Fozzie, what are you doing? You're interrupting the big surprise.
It's a big surprise!
Yeah, well, that's why we're here. Sorry, Michael. Sorry, everybody. We just got a whole lot of exciting things. What?
What's it about?
It's, you'll find out in a minute. Where was I? Okay, we got a whole lot of exciting. What?
You got it.
Good grief. You know, Michael, I think if we're going to make this big surprise happen, there's somebody else who should really be out here with us, don't you think?
I totally agree, Kermit. That's right. Everybody, please welcome our producer from Walt Disney Imagineering, Betty Lombardi. Betty, come on out.
And hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. I am so excited to talk to you guys.
What, Scooter? Really? I'm so sorry.
Hi, sorry for interrupting, but we got a big problem back there.
What a surprise. What is it, Scooter?
Well, you know how the Electric Mayhem are supposed to surprise everyone here and perform a song in honor of the new rock and roller coaster?
And that was the big surprise.
Wait, you didn't mention that yet?
No, I didn't mention it.
You've been out here for 10 minutes.
Look, everybody, we have got a lot of exciting news about the new rock and roller coaster starring the Muppets, and well, we just can't wait to share it with all of you.
Kermit, it's so exciting. It's
Yeah.
also so exciting to be with you in person, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about the new attraction?
Well, my uncle bought the record label. Yeah, he wanted to diversify his real estate portfolio, so now both the Muppet Theater and G-Force Records are owned by J.P. Gross.
Yeah.
You could say that he really puts the G in G-Force. And
Waka. Did Fozzie help you with that one?
it was a group effort.
Well, now that G-Force Records
the band doesn't have their instruments.
Oh, the band doesn't have their instruments. What? The band doesn't? Oh, good darn, excuse me, Michael. I'm sorry, man.
You know what, I'm gonna help you.
No problem, guys. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Shouldn't be too long.
What do you mean you forgot the instruments?
It was indeed a regrettified miscalculation.
Yeah, and we forgot the Mayhem van, too, man.
Stop,
Oh, like, we're so sorry.
What are we gonna do?
Oh, we should, like, probably go apologize.
Yes, good idea.
Everybody, please welcome the Electric Mayhem. Hi, Dr. T. Nice to see you. Great gratitude and appreciation, everyone, but we'd like to truly apologize here. Lost it!
Man, we really messed things up.
Oh, like, we totally forgot to bring our mayhem van filled with all our instruments.
I'm sorry, guys, but wait, aren't there actually 6 members of the Mayhem Band?
Yeah, where's Lips and Zoot?
They were also in the van, man.
Well, it would have been great to see you guys perform, but I know we're going to be seeing a lot of you very soon, right? On the new attraction? Oh, most absolutely. We will definitively be harmonically vocalizing various tunes as we rock out and rock on the roller coaster. Rock on, rock on!
Yeah, you all play a really big role in this new attraction.
Oh, like, totally. You'll find us in the recording studio, laying down some groovy tunes as we rehearse for our next big concert.
Right, and Scooter needs to figure out a way to get you all to that big concert. And it needs to be fast.
That's right. It's gonna be one wild ride. Get there, man.
Well, I think everyone in this room is really looking forward to riding with you all on this rocket adventure. Yeah. Rock and roll! Rock and roll! Rock and roll!
Rock and roll! Rock and roll! Rock and roll! Rock and roll!
It's R&B, 2/3 of the Electric Mayhem, and we'll be seeing you very soon.
So cool. I should probably make sure they know where they're going.
That's a good idea. Everybody, please thank you for the Electric Mayhem Band and Benny Lombardi. Kermit, thank you for stopping by. That is like a dream come true moment, I guess. We are just so excited to get on board when the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets opens next year at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And by the way, you're all going home.
Hey, man.
Today, signed by the Muppets.
Go check on that
Yes,
package.
one of those posters, so make sure to pick one up on your way out of here.
Yes, and that's pretty much what it is. Let me check on that package real quick. Well, check it on the laptop real quick. I forgot to check earlier today. Let me find it. Okay, found it. I see my message. Hey, Jonathan. Oops. Oh, shit. It's in New Orleans. Okay, I see it's not in New Orleans. It's just got there 6:44. So... maybe tomorrow, as we said. We'll see. If so. I thought it was going to be delayed because of this damn weather. Also, too, man, because like I seen yesterday, that's why I texted you, like, it might get delayed because of the weather. I'm like, God damn it. So, I was like, not going to stress out about it too much, but, you know, it's cool. Next is Tay J's merch. I'm going to get Tay J's merch so I can put her 3 photos right next to the bib, which I'll have to do that for her. That was cool, excellent. That was a cool announcement. Actually, that was a cool announcement about the new Rock and Roller Coaster. And thanks to Deshaun for blowing up my phone constantly while I was editing earlier today too. So thanks, man, for all of that and sharing the info. And how many weeks has it been since you've been back to school? Wish you had to go to bed anyway in a few minutes, so. That is true. You do share the news and you don't wear it out. And speaking of which, editing too, though, I finally finished. Took the day out of my busy time. Um, Took the day out today to finally finish editing blog number 4. Blog number 4 is finally finished. It is, yes, it's finally finished editing. I took the rest of the day, took this morning to re-record the Marrero history thing, and I was like, I'm gonna just edit today, cause, you know, why not? It was mostly a day full of editing. It was like, so here's the thing. I wasn't supposed to go, like, I wasn't planning on going live today. Um, it was like, what it was, is that, um, I was supposed to go out today, right? I was planning on going back to my store. I was going back to my store today. That's literally in my mind. I wanted to go to the store today, right? To my local store, like check everything out. You know, just get the atmosphere back in before I plan the next vlog and stuff. And I'm over here. I'm talking to Faith, right? And I was like, Jesus Christ, everywhere is like getting this damn announcement. Alright, let me just upload this too while I'm talking to y'all. So, I was talking to Faith about like, you know, just going to Waffle House for on Thursday. So, I'm a big fan of Waffle House, by the way. Love me some Waffle House. It's nice environment. Anyway, we've been trying to do Waffle House, but it was supposed to be today. She was saying something like, what she had said? She was saying like she was gonna pay her phone bill today, and then we'll like go and stuff. I gave her the time. Well, she was late on her phone bill too. Don't ask me why. How the heck you got a phone and then you don't pay your phone bill on time? Sounds ridiculous in some cases, but again kind of ridiculous. But you know what? Never mind. So that's what happened. Then what it was. Grandpa used the car for something. Yeah, he used the car earlier this morning, and I watched my little sister. Then I texted her, right? I texted her seeing like, hey, did you like update? You know, you did the payment for the phone and stuff. I told her to text her in the morning about the payment for the phone, you know, and everything, get that whole situated. And I get no response back. It's on Snapchat, by the way. I get no response back, anything back. So I'm like, I really told myself yesterday, like, I don't hear nothing back. I'm gonna just go by myself because, you know, I still want to go treat myself out, and, you know, I kind of like going by myself. So I'll just go by myself. But what happened was, folks had an appointment for 4, and I have to watch her again. I was just like, you know what? I think it was just more of a relaxed day, too. And I didn't hear nothing back, and I was like, I'm gonna just think about it. And then I have to watch my sister again. So it went from washing clothes and towels today, do the editing to kill time before 5, right? Watch her, and then I was like, nah, I don't feel like going out right now. Because it doesn't make sense to go out and then you got work tomorrow. That's on the same side of town. So, not to mention the rain, too. The rain also came down like crazy. So, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just, you know, relax today. You know, not take too much time and doing anything too crazy. But I went out actually. I went out in town after the rain stopped. I went out in town to go get something to eat real fast because I was like, I told myself too, like I'm hungry, and then I was like, I want to finish this vlog first before I go start eating it. Yes, and I did that. I went to get some canes, and I was like, yep, I'm full for tonight. I always wondered why Waffle House never serve pancakes. Just felt like it's a missed opportunity. I don't even know. I don't even know, dude. I mean, IHOP serves pancakes and waffles, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, time to ask Google this question. Why doesn't Waffle House serve pancakes? Okay, it says here, Waffle House doesn't serve pancakes due to a combination of factors including elements, batter differences, and focus on their signature waffles. While it's possible to make a pancake-like item using their waffle batter, it's not a standard menu item. Oh, this makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much, AI Overview. Sorry, this thing uploaded so I can get this out. But that's an interesting question, Cheddar. So hopefully that answer your question. Now y'all just getting ridiculous answers. Basically what it is that I guess that's debatable. No, but in seriousness, it's just due to the combination of factors, including equipment, batter differences, and their main focus is their signature waffles. It is possible to make a pancake like using their waffle batter. It's not standard on the menu. In other words, this, you know, quite. Oh my god! Oh, this. Back on. There you go. So there's focus. Yep, there you go. There goes your answer. I kind of hope this answers the question. So, and plus, too, they're actually cheaper. Not to mention, they're really cheaper. Their All Star breakfast is really good. I love the All Star breakfast. It's like one of the cheapest things on the menu. Oh, and Dookie said hi. So, wait, what? So, they're actually greatest ever. Yeah. But I just like the atmosphere. You know, I just like the atmosphere, which I guess is like a common. I guess it's a common trend. I don't know. If people usually think of Waffle House, they think of that big fight that happened with all the black people at that one night where there was like extremely drunk and stuff. You gotta know what I'm talking about, by the way, too. It's like Waffle House is one of those places where people in the ghetto would just go late nights and then they'll have like random fights. Like there's that one fight that happened, I forgot where it was, where a lot of people, black people by the way, were like swinging chairs, throwing chairs, fighting in the Waffle House. Yeah, it's one of those. Some people say it's one of those ghetto restaurants. And that's how some people view Waffle House. They view it as a ghetto restaurant, whereas like you go for like late nights, you're like really drunk, right? Like if you're drunk, then yeah, you got to go to Waffle House like late night. It's one of those late night feeling restaurants where you guarantee you'll see like a lot of black people. And I'm not joking. A lot of black people at. Let me put the camera back around. But you'll see like a lot of black people at the Waffle House late nights. You know, they'd be like freaking drunk and like just going late nights. I haven't been late to Waffle House. I only go during the daytime, but again, the atmosphere is very nice. It is a bit cold sometimes in there, but it's cool. The food is actually great. Yes, you'll always see black people at Waffle House. Like it's kind of a trend. It's like you see, the two places you can see black people at, and it's very common. Like you'll step in and you'll be like, there they are. It's Waffle House, Popeyes for sure. Obviously, we don't have to talk about why we don't. Obviously, even the black workers work at Popeyes, and that says a lot. Ironically, and some other few places you'll see your lovely black peoples at the Waffle House. Ain't no party like a hood party. You damn right. That is absolutely true. And again, Waffle House is one of those places where you will be late night and all the hood people, the black people will be at late night drunk. It's crazy, but Now see, KFC, yeah, you're gonna see them at KFC. Cause like, at the end of the day, they love their chicken, but I know some people disregard KFC. I used to love KFC. Don't get me wrong. I used to love KFC as a kid. I used to love the out of KFC, but it was just like people saying that they're greasy. Their chicken is so greasy. It's like they're good chicken. Don't get me wrong, but they're greasy. Ugh, greasy is churches. I don't know for sure. I mean, it's a rare thing. You'll see people at churches. Chick-fil-A, yes. I was actually craving Chick-fil-A actually so many times. For sure. You'll never miss the opportunity of them going to Chick-fil-A. But yeah, those are the few places. I don't know about churches though. I know some people have their iffiest with churches. Um, yeah, the waffle fries and chicken strips are bust. Yes, it is. That nothing beats them, bro. Nothing really beats them. Especially at the end, where they'll be like, thank you, be like, my pleasure, and it's like, yes. Name another place that can say my pleasure. Excuse me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. It's gotta. Okay, that one had to get out pretty good. Okay, that was also good too. See, I had to do it on the live stream. I didn't hear that. Whew. Churches is usually, yeah, it's like, yeah, it is. I used to eat churches too as a kid. Right? Cookout say my pleasure, right? 3 hours and then this thing's in 4K. Hope we go quick, please. Ah, brother. Raising Cane's, yeah, of course. Like if you happen to have Raising Cane's, and it's a rare thing in some states to have Raising Cane's, but yeah, Raising Cane's is so great. I just had that. I literally just had that too. Um, It's expensive, but it's fast service too. That's what I like about Raising Cane's. They're a fast service. Really, really great. One day, I will. One fucking day, we gotta. I was saying this. Maybe I said this to you guys. Maybe I didn't. But one day, and Jay, you gotta be here when we do this too, man. One day when we do the Slidell thing, we are pulling up to Raising Cane's. We are making a blog. I mean, we will do the blog I'm making. We will do the blog at Raising Cane's, bro. And it's the best part about it is too. The best part, what I like about this idea, is because where the Slidell Chuck E. Cheese is at, the building is at. Raising Cane's is literally is right there. It's on side by each other. So I'm like, perfect. And I remember us talking on the phone. You saying like Chili's or something. You said, I forgot what you said that some people call it. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was looking for like Google Maps, and I see like Raising Cane's. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, we have that down here. That Zach's something. Do we? Yeah, we do. Somewhere like in New Orleans, Bay area, like we do have those. That's mainly we will catch it. I can't damn my nose. We will catch like more over there. But yeah, Jay, we gotta do Raising Cane's, man. I don't think like I've been denied in like 2 blogs already to not eat Raising Cane's. But I feel like this vlog is like, or whenever we do the Slidell vlog, we gotta have Raising Cane's. It's a must, It's really a must for it. I kind of wish you did at the mall, honestly, but it's okay though. It's okay, but it's a must. It is a must. Okay, come on, video, load up already so we can get this. Oh, damn. Okay, nope. Come on, video. I don't have to wait 3 hours for you to be saved. I never tried. Let me see where this at, cause I might have. You might put me onto something here, man. Yeah, it is in. Is it Louisiana? It is. God damn. Oh, hell no. I'm about to say, look, dude. Piece of dog, you're about to make me go take a little drive there, but I see where it's at. It's in Gonzales, and Gonzales is like pretty far from here, and I've seen it before, but like taking a drive all the way to Gonzales to that restaurant, yeah, it'd be crazy. I never heard that one, Kirsten. Do we have it? Because I know a lot of places we have it's so different from like other places. I know like Taylor mentioned like a couple of places that she been to in her recent blog. I was like, where is this at? Oh no, it's showing me something else. What the hell? Bojangles? I think we're breaking for a second. Do we have a Bojangles? Oh, look at that. Bojangles. We used to. That was also in Gonzales. Unfortunately for that restaurant, they are permanently closed. I don't know when they closed down, but they closed. It was a coffee house. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. A coffee house. Yeah, they permanently closed. But then again, it's in Gonzales, and that's like a far fucking drive. And I'm like, oh, Emo deleted their message. I didn't see Emo's message. I'm sorry, Emo. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How far is Homer from? That's. Oh, that's an hour 15-minute drive. Oh, okay. That's like basically going like up to Baton Rouge. Well, I'm gonna rephrase that. I'll I'll put that into thought. I will put that into thought actually for you piece of dog. I will put that into thought of going to that place. Cause I see it's an hour and 15-minute drive. So I will put some thoughts into it, alright? Don't quote me on it, but I'll put some thought into it, man. I will put some. Alright, in my nose, but I'll put some thoughts into it one day. And it's like going straight to Baton Rouge too, and that's another thing too. Like Baton Rouge is like an hour drive, so that's like a day, almost a day drive over there. Wingstop, I did Wingstop. I had it 2 times. Like we went to Wingstop. Sorry if I keep picking my nose, like something's bothering me. We had Wings. I went to Wingstop with Fake. Went last year when we did the second vlog. That was the one where we did that return to New Orleans. And of course, I went the second time with pals of mine when we went to the Comic Con in January. Other than that, we got like 2 Wingstops over here. I think 2 Wingstops over here, and I have not tried them like ever since. But we have a few in Metairie, and I would love to go back over there in Metairie at those Wingstops actually. Cracker Barrel, I have tried Cracker Barrel one time as a young kid, and I am mad at Cracker Barrel right now. I am so mad at Cracker Barrel because um, they changed the logo to be like less races, and I guess the interior too also got changed for being like less races, obviously. Because if you ever seen the interior, um, you know, it's one of those things like, okay, if I ever go get their wings, fries, and cookies, okay, bet. So when I get closer to that time, like I say, like, yeah, we gotta do it. Then yeah, excuse me again, guys. Sorry, my stomach is like. Sorry, guys, my stomach is trying to get something out of me and trying not to, and yes, I have seen the new exterior, bro. They took out the less racism in it. And it was like, what the fuck? What is wrong with y'all? But yeah, thank you, Cheddar. It's Cracker Barrel 2.0. Right. I've been there once as a young kid and it was really nice. We actually do got a Cracker Barrel. And guess where it's at? It's in actually where is Cracker Barrel at actually? Because I can tell you guys where that's at in Louisiana. And that'd be pretty damn cool just to go back all the way there. It is also in Gonzales. Like, almost everywhere is, like, going past New Orleans. Like, why? Okay, so, 1 second. Why is Jay... Jay's funny. Jay's talking about Holland. Just go to the bathroom. Never! No, Jay. I'm a warrior. I will never succeed at going to the bathroom. I'm surprised you caught on what I was saying. But it's okay. This stomach can hold on to long as it wants. Okay, my bad. But if I do, then I'll, I had to play something in the background for you guys to watch. But anyway, thanks, man. That was pretty funny of you. McDonald's getting old school Ronald baby backs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I seen that video actually. Have I been to Circus Pizza? Circus Pizza? What the hell am I saying? I went to CC's Pizza. Yeah, I've been to CC's Pizza. It's pretty cool. We actually have a CC's Pizza in Metairie. Pretty nice. Yeah, I think I should take Jay's word and go to the bathroom. No, I should have ate that caniac. You know what, Jay? I should really take your word on that, bro. Because I know I should have ate that caniac. I knew that caniac was going to come to me somehow. I don't even know. That's the first thing that came in my head. Yes, they did. They rebranded it. Dang, it closed. Did we? Yeah, I still remember the drive over there. Hello, Morgan. Well, it's not far from my mom's house, actually. I always want to go back to CC's Pizza. It's a nice little buffet area too, by the way. Nice little buffet area. I don't know, man. I don't know how that was racist. I guess I don't know. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna take a little pause a little to talk here. I mean, you guys can still. Have you guys seen Ducky lately? Got to arguments, sort of broke paths. No, I'm sorry to hear that. No, I don't remember the last time we seen Ducky. Ducky kind of like pops up here and there whenever he can, and, you know. Knowing him, we're like 47 minutes in. He usually comes in like an hour later in the streams, or times in an hour or two later, whenever he can. So no, we haven't really seen him during the past streams. Now that I think about it, I don't remember the last time he actually been in the streams. I mean, I see the same familiar faces on here, like the ones that always pops up, so I remember who like always is in here. But for Ducky, is like, no, I don't see him, you know. But I'm sorry to hear that. Hope things get better soon and work out in a way. Alright, y'all. I think I have to go take another bathroom break. Because, golly, this stomach... Oh, finally finished. Think I have to go take a bathroom break. So while I'm gone, ladies and gentlemen, who wants to watch another Daniel Tigers video? Which I was honestly joking about that, by the way. I had no new Daniel Tiger videos that I came across that we can, like, watch tonight. No, I was joking. Unless I find something new, then yeah, I'll play it, but I just haven't seen nothing that new. But, besides the fact with Baby Margaret, but I have to watch that one myself. It's just a lonely life with Baby Margaret, but other than that, it's really nothing new. It's like I said, if I see anything more new that's happening on the web, then I'll, like, come around and watch it. But other than that, I think I had enough fun with Daniel Tiger. For now, unless like I see something else interesting, like if I watch it and I was like, oh yeah, I'm showing it, then yeah. But no, actually, what I want to show, what I came across this morning actually, which going back to Piece of Dog's comment here about Ronald McDonald, and of course too with the adults Happy Meals. I guess you can call them that. I don't know. That's the video called that. So, here's an interesting video I came across this morning, which is pretty cool, damn cool. This asks the question, what happened to Ronald McDonald? And keep in mind, this does lead up to like the McDonald land meal that's actually in restaurants now. This actually goes to the in-depth history and stuff. And then you'll find out the answer, where has Ronald been after all of these years? So, I thought like, oh, I'm going to show this whenever I go back live. So, yes, let me just
Imagine.
take this ad off real quick, because a lot of it's going to have ads. Good night, dinner, Ivy. Oops. Oh, look at that. We started the video with Chuck E. Cheese. That is so amazing. Oh, smacking on that goddamn piece of little nasty ass bastard bitch ass, stupid rat ass, trying to be a Skeeter type looking ass. Okay, I think I'm done with his Fucking Chuck E. Cheese, stupid rat bastard. Why the fuck you live us with goddamn Rockstar? You ain't nothing but a satanic bitch anyway. Your voice. Okay, you know what? Let me stop because I got like 11 people on here, and I know almost out of the 11 people don't even know I'm about to joke and roast this character. So anyway, yes, it ain't about the Chuckster though. So get out my screen, pal.
Food mascots were a staple.
Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, Avenger Chucky got manners. Look at that. Let's do that one more time.
Food mascots were
Wow. Wow, buddy. Wow. Wow. Got food manners. Wipe up his mouth with a napkin. Polite manners, okay. But this is literally your restaurant, bro. Come on. No, the animators did a good job, though. I ain't gonna lie. The animators did a good job. Now let's just watch the video. I just like how it opened up with Chucky, by the way, because you know that's how you get the video attention.
Food mascots were a staple of growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, let's give a hand to Cheezosaurus Rex, the Taco Bell Chihuahua, and Eggo Man.
Half of those things, some of us don't even remember.
Some withstand the test of time, but then there's one that is still seen as the mascot, but has kind of stepped away from the limelight, and the world wants to know.
Where are you, Ronald?
Where have you been, Ronald?
I miss you, Ronald. Where have you been?
Where are you, Ronald?
Where in the world is Ronald McDonald? San Diego.
If you were a kid in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, you might be familiar with a certain clown that would pop up on your TV.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Yes, Ronald McDonald, the mascot of his namesake, McDonald's. The guy is an icon, but these days you don't see a lot of him. And really, why is that? Because he is technically a part of McDonald's and is still very much seen as their mascot along with the other classic characters. But for whatever reason, he's left out these days. Like, you don't see him in commercials anymore, no more toys with his face on it. Loved me some plush Ronald and the Halloween toys. He was like a major celebrity back then. A lot of McDonald's had a bench with a statue of him to take pictures. You could have a birthday party at McDonald's and he would show up. Hell, I even remember at my local McDonald's growing up that they had a big event inviting him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to share this story too. I shared this the other day with a buddy of mine because we was on this discussion about the McDonald's land shakes. So I actually met Ronald in person as a kid, and I think a lot of you have as well. So basically, I met him before one time. I was a young kid. I think he came to my school for like those, like, you know, like they had the little surprise appearances or whatever, like special guest appearances, something like that. I don't remember a lot, but he did like one of his magic tricks or whatever, and then this was during the time when the Wacky Adventure of Ronald McDonald was still on the VHS tapes, and I remember shaking his hand, and that was literally it. That was literally it. I think my mom was like, "Oh, how's Sunday doing? How all this and that and other stuff." You know, never did. So fast forward years later. So okay. You might have remembered this. So remember the time when when Ronald would make like certain appearance to like different McDonald's play places? Yeah, that old. And he'll like entertain the guests, like do a little magic show or whatever and stuff. Like he'll be like in various McDonald's locations where they advertise Ronald, and the kids will come and see him, and he'll do like a little magic stuff and a little presentation and all. If you don't remember, then that's extremely okay, but you know, it's also okay. I remember that second time I seen him, me and my brother and one of my mom's friends, her daughter, we went there. I forgot what we was doing that day. And that's my second time seeing Ronald. Ronald pulled on the random kids from the audience, and then pulled my brother too, and they performed a magic trick. My brother was so, like, I guess terrified of clowns back then, that literally when he met Ronald, he didn't know how to say his name, and Ronald just gave my brother the other kid's name until my mom, like, told him that his actual real name, and then we took a picture of Ronald, and then I actually got an autograph of Ronald, which I don't have anymore, sadly. So Yeah, sucks. Night, Ava. See, I told you she was going to go bed soon. But anyway, good night, Ava. But I just want to share that story.
And there were spotlights flashing, a red carpet, and everything. But today, you only really see them in like major events, like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But really, those types of events are few and far between. Though to make sure I'm not just like oblivious to pop culture from over the last decade or so, which is a high possibility, I asked some other creators to recall the last time they've actually seen Ronald McDonald.
The last time I saw Ronald McDonald out in the media was probably in 2004. There was a commercial called Active Ronald, and I remember it so vividly because it had this very whimsical, cartoony vibe to it. It reminds me of one of my favorite nostalgic aesthetics called Wacky Poma, which felt very exaggerated. It had this like cut and paste vibe to it. All the people had bigger heads than their bodies. They were doing extreme sports. Ronald was literally bouncing from one activity to another. It was very bright and saturated colors. It had this very high energy, kid-friendly chaos that we all grew up with that I love.
The last time I saw Ronald McDonald was, gosh, probably 15 years ago. One of those like music video commercials almost that had like the little jingle and he was like jumping in the clouds or something. It was a very, very strange but more up-to-date commercial than the ones you typically saw from like the 70s and the 80s.
My latest memory would probably be like 1998 and barely. Like in 98, I was like about maybe 9. But I'm going to say somewhere in the late 90s is legit the last time I saw Ronald McDonald.
Had it been when he was driving around in his red shoe car, picking up some friends along the way, and going to all the tourist attractions, taking photos?
Had to have been around like 2015. I was graduating high school at that time, so I was really on top of my cable and like stuff like that. So yeah, something around there probably. But I've heard some whispers that he may still be around.
Okay, so it definitely wasn't just me noticing his absence. But if you want to relive some of the 90s and early 2000s, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another nostalgic video. So what happened to it? Well, I did track him down and get some answers. But before we get to that, it's best to start from the beginning. Because while Ronald McDonald has been around for a while, he wasn't the first McDonald's mascot. Meet Speedy, the burger-headed chef? Unclear. But for being the first attempt to add a mascot for the franchise, it made sense. What do they sell? Burgers. And do they make it slow? No, Speedy. Now, Speedy was the mascot from the late 40s through the 50s. Though as they leaned more into the golden arches representing the brand, they shifted this mascot and created Archie, a cute McDonald's worker. Though his time was very short-lived, only lasting for a few years in the early 60s, and no one really knows why this mascot was terminated so quickly. Maybe this video should be what happened to Archie. Though many seem to think it was just bland, and others seem to think that there was some confusion with another Archie McDonald at the time, who was a sports broadcaster. So McDonald's swiftly changed mascots and introduced
the
Ronald
pre-Ronald
McDonald.
era.
The original Ronald was quite recognizable. So recognizable, in fact, that this face probably haunted a lot of people's nightmares back then. But yeah, this is the original Ronald McDonald, and it honestly kind of looks like they told some employee to go to the back and make a costume with what they had. But why use a clown to represent this burger brand? I mean, at first glance, it doesn't really make sense, but it also doesn't really have to. The reason they went in this direction was because Bozo the Clown was very popular at the time, so they also wanted to get down and clown. And while the idea of Ronald McDonald stuck, this rendition of him wouldn't last long, as by the mid-60s, we essentially get a look that will stick with Ronald for many years to come. The classic red hair, his clown makeup, and that yellow jumpsuit. Though the personality of this Ronald I found to be very salesy.
This is the place to go after the game, or whenever you play up a big appetite. When it's my house today, McDonald's, it's your kind of place.
They were about to take this idea and take it to a whole new level. Introducing McDonald Land, a fantasy land where Ronald and his new friends would hang out, and this place was every kid's dream, representing all things McDonald's in a fun and whimsical way. Like the trees had apple pies, the lake was filled with Filet-O-Fish sandwiches,
So.
and the fields grew hamburgers, and with this new world,
Yeah,
he
he
McDonald's
did.
characters and mascots
He did. I know what
too,
video you're talking
rounding
about.
out the whole McDonald's universe. And this version of Ronald is pretty much what we are familiar with today, being less so a spokesperson for McDonald's and more so a character that is just connected to McDonald's. And McDonaldland and everything that went along with it was a huge success, appearing in commercials throughout the 70s and 80s, being used in McDonald's decor and the play places at various locations. Though this idea did face some legal trouble in its launch, as the Kroft brothers, known for their show HR Puffin Stuff, went on to successfully sue McDonald's for essentially stealing their idea.
Take a pause real quick. So I just want to clarify one thing here. Maybe some people have remember seeing this post, or maybe have not remember seeing this post. Maybe recall hearing about this, and maybe not recall hearing about this. Either way, you're both gonna hear about this, whichever side story you was listening to talking about. So there was a rumor confirmation, at least I want to say a prank too, because hence this was posted on August 1st, by the way, that Sid and Marty Krofft are the Krofft brothers, which made this glorious, ugly, horrifying, educational show, H&R Puppet Stuff, which, by the way, the H&R Puppet Stuff I'll mention to you in a few minutes. They had claimed that they actually helped out the Fantasy Forest with the portrait bots for Chuck E. Cheese, which is absolutely not true, and some fans actually went ahead and believed that whole storyline, which again, that's actually not true. So then Marty Krofft did not have nothing to do with Chuck E. Cheese and this whole storyline. I think that was just an April Fool's prank. They're just getting at people, but that's not the point. But what McDonald had to do with this, as you say. So, anyway, let's continue on with the video.
Eventually leading to the use of the actual land in the commercials being phased out, and many of the original characters being phased out.
Yes, because I hear like Cheddar saying, yes, Mayor McCheese does resemble some of the Sid and Marty Krofft own characters and creations, because actually what it was, Sid and Marty Krofft was actually, they was originally on board with the McDonaldland project, but neither Harper and Steers lied to the people saying that the plans didn't go through, which, you know, that was something that was in a lie of it. Which, if you think about it, you compare it to the commercials, you compare it to the characters, Mayor McCheese, Officer Big Mac, you can tell that they basically were just resemblance of the H&R Puppet Stuff characters, and that's really what happened. The neither Harper and Steers was having Sid and Marty Krofft on board, so they just lied to Sid and Marty Krofft, and they made McDonaldland. Sid and Marty Krofft found out. Sid and Marty Krofft went ahead and sued McDonald's, and boom, that's why the commercials kind of just changed, and some of these characters just legally phase, not legally, but magically phase out. And yes, that was just a myth, by the way. Okay, sorry.
Well, though this still wouldn't stop the success of Ronald and his gang being featured in more toys and even their own VHS specials. And they did continue to use the characters in commercials, just at an actual McDonald's location rather than this magical fantasy world. But commercials around the
it was a myth.
2000s and 2010s did begin to change. We started to see less and less Ronald. Kids themselves were starting to be the stars of these commercials, or the characters in which the Happy Meal toy was promoting. More animation was starting to be used.
Horrible
They
error.
also started introducing a new Happy Meal character,
Oh,
which was a little creepy. So
yuck.
McDonald's decided on another Ronald revamp, giving him another new look and promising to bring him back onto your TV screen. But I don't think that ever happened. I was only able to find one commercial from 2014, and it doesn't even feature this new look. So guys, what happened?
Do I know what happened to Ronald? Okay, hear me out. He didn't retire. Maybe he just vanished. Maybe he walked into the McDonaldland bald pit and he just never came out. Or Hamburglar finally got him.
The Hamburglar and Grimace decided to tag team together to kidnap Ronald, put him in a burger padded room, and left him there for years to come.
I mean, if we're just talking like baseline stuff, I'm guessing it's just because clowns aren't as popular anymore. Back when he was getting started, like, that was everything. That was the big deal, clowns, and we just don't see that now, probably thanks to a lot of scary movies.
I'm going to assume it was a marketing push. They were getting rid of the red roofs, the play places, changing the buildings to be more modernized, getting rid of a lot of the themed McDonald's that we've seen back in the day, like the Zoo McDonald's and the Mac Tonight McDonald's, I believe even got a
Josh, I don't know what happened to Ronald McDonald. I think 2008 ultimately killed him. I heard he had all his money in Lehman Brothers. Not a wise decision.
For someone that was so prevalent in the media back then, it just really looked like he disappeared one day. But really, McDonald's has always faced some criticism in using a clown for marketing to entice children when the food served isn't deemed as the most healthy option for kids. And this all came to a head in 2011 when a group of health professionals published articles calling for Ronald to be retired, pointing at him as a cause for childhood obesity. Though McDonald's CEO did release a statement that Ronald represents good and happiness, and it's essentially a choice to have a balanced meal and lifestyle, which honestly I totally agree with. The era of Ronald that I grew up with never told me to go out and have a Happy Meal. Like, sure, he's
you doing it,
eating one, but most of the time he's out there putting a smile on kids' faces and doing some sort of activity. And
I feel like that's what all you guys usually do, just fly or do other stuff in the background. So I appreciate it, Morgan.
Whatever it is. And two, that it needs to be something that they have on the daily. However, after this whole debacle, Ronald did take a noticeable step back from their advertising, and McDonald's did begin to offer other healthier options with their Happy Meal. But then what might have stopped that 2014 campaign? Well, this is a tricky one. I do think McDonald's was still trying to not stir the pot anymore from what had happened in recent years. So maybe bringing him fully back into the limelight wasn't actually on their radar. Because really, other than that 2014 commercial that I showed earlier, the only other appearance of him we got that year was at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in his new getup. And this is kind of the start of being only at those major events that I mentioned earlier. But really think about it. At this point in time, everybody knows Ronald McDonald. They don't need him in commercials anymore. They bring him out on special occasions so people can freak out when they see him, but really they just don't need him constantly in your face. And this idea became even more solidified in 2016 because you might remember these news stories going around about killer clowns. So yeah, definitely a good push to shelve him for a while as to not be associated with that. But even in more recent years, there's been this big push for nostalgia. I mean, I'm that nostalgic nerd. And McDonald's is definitely aware and is capitalizing on it. Because in 2022, they started making these adult Happy Meals. And in the first one, it came with collectibles of McDonald Land characters, but no Ronald. And then even more recently, we had the Minecraft meal that also featured Birdie, Grimace, and the Hamburglar, but no Ronald. And I just don't get it. The only thing I can think of really is that people are a little creeped out by clowns these days. But we already know your mascot, so just lean into it. And I really thought that McDonald's was starting to shift their true mascot to be Grimace when they released the Grimace Shake, but that still doesn't really erase the history of Ronald. And then other than the occasional little videos made on their socials, as of recording this video, the last public appearance I've been able to find of Ronald was at Grimace's birthday party this year. And I actually remember being in shock when I saw those videos, because I really just can't remember the last time I saw him. Though guys, I saw him the other day.
I hate this part. JCC the other day, they asked us playing
Snails faster. McDonald's invited me to this preview event in Times Square to celebrate their new adult meal, which is all based on McDonald Land. And who was there? Ronald himself. And even in a more updated getup. And I just couldn't believe it. Ronald McDonald, and he was there
Jesus Christ. I know he did not do what I think he just did. Oh God, Lord, this is not on my. Let's go back. Oops, I hate every time I do
there
this.
with the rest of the gang, Grimace, Birdie, and the Hamburger.
Oh God, their costumes look so ugly. I ain't gonna lie with you guys. Their walkarounds look so ugly. They need an update, refresh, facelift, especially Birdie. Birdie, oh my God, look what they did to Birdie. Jesus Christ. She looks like she's been through a lot. But anyway, back to Ronald.
Couldn't believe it. Ronald McDonald.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, he just did the floss. And Jesus! Yep, that's a good way to pause the video. 12 minutes and 10 seconds in. And this is what we get, guys. Look at that face. That face says a lot, doesn't it? Imagine sleeping at night with that face staring at you while you try to sleep. Pleasanting, isn't it? Creepy as well.
And even in a more updated getup. And I just couldn't believe it. Ronald McDonald and
Oh my god, Ronald McDonald flossing is just everything to me. Why? 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 Okay, one more time.
in a more updated getup. And I just couldn't believe it. Ronald McDonald, and he was there with the rest of the gang, Grimace, Birdie, and
Yeah, Birdie needs a facelift, and Hamburglar, and Grimace. What happened to the ones where they had, like, early 2000s? Like, early 2000s looks so much better for them. Look like they all just gained weight, and, like, not gained, lost weight. You know, been on a diet.
the
Jeez.
Hamburglar. And this whole thing was very
And they got a ball pit. Oh my god, they got a ball pit. That is so. I mean, all of them kind of need a facelift. Jesus Christ, look at Birdie. Look at Birdie's face. Look at Birdie. Birdie's like, oh my gosh, she's shit.
real. And if you want to see more about my experience, I posted a short about it the other day. But this was now the perfect opportunity to answer the question that's been on everybody's mind. Where have you been?
McDonald Land, baby. I travel the country and I go to events all over the place. And I don't know if you're aware, but because we're here today, we're unveiling something very special. So coming up very soon, and you might have already seen pictures of me floating around the internet. You might see a little bit of movement from me and my friends at McDonald's.
Chuck E. Cheese is actually taking a concept of the ball pit in their newest concept, what they're testing out in the Brandon, Florida location. So, yeah.
I'll land very, very soon. So, just a little teaser.
So yes, McDonald Land. We should have known all along. And of course, pushing the
Right, ladies and gentlemen, he has been in McDonald Land. Just keep that in mind, guys. Yes, Brandon, Florida does have a ball pit. I remember being confirmed about that too, following up with that comment too with with Jonathan too. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, for those that has been aware, Brandon, Florida location does have a ball pit for a brand new concept that they're testing out. I have been informed about that for a very, very long time actually, ever since they got their remodel in 2021. I didn't think it was gonna be true reality, but surprisingly it is. So that's pretty goddamn cool.
The McDonald Land meal a little bit there too. I'll also say that I was chatting with him throughout this event, and prior to recording that bit, he did say something along the lines of at one point there being an oversaturation of Ronald on your TV, which I definitely get. So while some of our theories might have been a little outlandish, I think we did find out what happened. Just too much Ronald.
Nope, we're not bringing back Sky Tubes.
More time in McDonald Land with all his buddies, and now when he steps into the limelight, it makes national headlines. So really, kind of a win-win. But you know, we'd always love to see more of him.
Ronald and the whole McDonald Land crew made McDonald's feel like more than just
Sky Tubes were a main problem with poo-poos and pee-pees and
really fun.
Ronald, we
tubes.
miss you. It'd be great to see you a few times. And if you want to play in a Nerf battle, pick up the phone, man.
I would love to see Ronald McDonald back. Actually, I don't think that. I know that for a fact.
And it became a safety hazard too, with poo-poos and pee-pees and vomits.
I'd love for Ronald McDonald to return, maybe in a Macy's Day Parade, as one of those big balloons. Maybe someone pokes him with a knife and
Wow, this man really described what the hell the Barney incident sounded like.
deflates everywhere. That'd be quite the spectacle.
Yeah, that sounds like a Barney thing, huh? Think the Brandon store had a part play place. Brandon, dang, why am I reading rear-ass comments? I think the Dallas Malfoy store still had a play place, but that's it. There's still other stores that, we're talking about McDonald's, right? There's still other stores that actually still have the play place. In some locations for some of them. Ugh. Yeah, Sky Tubes making a return is something that's not going to happen. Of course, with the pee-pees and the poo-poos and the vomits and the doo-doo things. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Don't worry, the Hawaii locations and the well, so far Hawaii locations are actually getting rid of theirs very, very soon. I don't know about the international locations. International locations are still having them, so that's great.
Okay, maybe most of us would. I do want to thank all the creators that hopped
It's
in.
a crush every time I see Chucky
Check
and
that
how
out.
his
All the
friends.
info will be in the
Wow.
description. And of course, thanks again to McDonald's for inviting me to
His
that
clothes are so
video event.
big.
Just super fun. And as always, to you all, thanks for watching.
That was an interesting shift there, Emo. boldness coming out of you. But yeah, it sucks that that the Hawaii stores are getting rid of their Sky Tubes for the trampoline and the ninja run, or the superhero playground. But international stores are still keeping their Sky Tubes, you know, because that's so great for them to keep something so iconic. Sorry, I was looking over Country Club for something. Alright, Sky Tubes. This ain't the wood. What the fuck? What do you mean there was a 1979 Halloween mask at Chuck E. Cheese? Alright, let me see what this is about, because this caught my attention. What the fuck? Oh shit, man. What the fuck? What the fuck? What is that? What is that? That is crazy. And there was a Jasper one too? Huh, interesting. Sorry, I just was going on Cheesy P and this is what I just seen. Wow. Okay, that mask looked ugly back then. Oh, you're welcome, Cheddar. You know I always had to get you with them good watch lists, man. Alright, actually what I was really looking for. I don't know what the sales was. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, they really got a Jasper one? That is so damn cool. What? That is so cool. I mean, they're ugly, but that is so damn cool. That is... Oh my god. That is so... Okay. Why the fuck am I looking at masks? Wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay. Wow. That's freaking cool. I love Peace Sign Theater. It's like, there's so much lores and hidden histories to everything. Alright, Sky Tubes. For real this time. I saw on eBay listing for late 70s masks, but I was going to like, it's $100. Shit. Yeah. Tell me about it. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to learn the history of Sky Tubes. The Sky Tubes are an attraction installed in Chuck E. Cheese's restaurants, produced by Saw play between 1994 and 2013. They are bright, multicolored tubes that kids can crawl around in, with slides and formerly a ball pit. The company made multiple redesigns of various other... Oh, fuck this, I ain't reading all this crap. Anyway, but seriously, let's talk about the removal here, actually. Now, the removal, at least, was, at least here, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, replacements. Let's talk about that first. Between the years 2013 and 2015, Chuck E. Cheese began an experiment with a new play structure to replace the Sky Tubes in all their locations. Select locations will either receive Chucky's Funhouse, Chucky Laser Challenge, or Chucky's Bumper Cars in addition to that or in place of the Sky Tubes. Now, I do remember that produced it by, what's that store called? Grapevine had the Funhouse, actually. I think they still have the Funhouse. When I went, they had the Funhouse. These play structures immediately wouldn't see a company ride rolled out, although locations had them installed still operated them by the end of the 2010s. Throughout the decades, Chuck E. Cheese would randomly remove certain Sky Tube structures for one reason or another, but the tubes remain actively supported by the parts department. So, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, there are probably still some Sky Tubes left in SPT that we may never know about. But, of course, as indicated from Robert's video, on March 17, 2020, Chuck E. Cheese temporarily closed all their locations for games for dine-in due to pandemic. This includes the imminent closure of all Sky Tubes and play structure built to replace them. When Chuck E. Cheese began to reopen their stores in June, the play structures remained closed as would there be a high point contact for germs and viruses, gaming talk, to spread. At the same time, Chuck E. Cheese began social distancing their games to ensure guest safety, though the lack of space due to infrastructural such as these play structures results in games being moved to awkward spots such as in the showroom. Wow, okay. To combat this and not knowing when it would be safe to operate again, Chuck E. Cheese made the exclusive decision to move all play elements instructors into corporate locations, which, yes, ladies and gentlemen, bro's a broken record, yeah. It's include, ladies and gentlemen, the Sky Twos. So yes, thank you, Kobe, for removing the Sky Twos. To better socially distance the games in the restaurants, our remaining structures in the contiguous United States were destroyed. Oh my God! And removed in mid-October 2020. As the 2023 selective international franchisees still have Operation Sky Twos in their locations, and CEC did not affect. Decisions did not affect their franchise location. Wow, that's totally amazing. So that's cool. So yeah, sucks, doesn't it? And here are the locations that actually had a sky tube. Lovely. I miss the sky tubes. They were a lot of fun to go on as a kid. I do miss it. Hey, Ethan. Yep, just like with the animatronics too, they destroy the bots and the twos when they're both discontinued or discommissioned from the stores. You damn right. Exactly. But it is safe to know that some of them were saved and went to SPT parts department, but the rest of them didn't see the light of day as they all got destroyed, like the rest of their brothers and sisters. But the reason they had it because of this place called Discovery Zone. Interesting, Discovery Zone. Nice. So, yeah. Well, it'd be nice to see Sky 2's come back again, but I don't think they'll ever bring it back because, it's a safety hazard. Again, a lot of people, a lot of kids poo-poo pee. They did a lot of pee stain, poo stains going down the slides. Just imagine, cleaning the tubes and you see like poo-poos and pee-pees and diapers. I don't know what's worse, the ball crow or the sky tubes. Like, I feel bad for all those employees back then. Right, exactly. Now CEC is trying to do a discovery move again with the recent structure like the trampoline zone and the superhero zone. Exactly, more pee-pees and poo-poos and poo stains. Like, come on, Chucky. Like, when is enough is enough? And then you got the Adventure World concept. You were trying to be Discovery Zone. You just bought out Discovery Zone years ago, Chuck. You beat them, and then you're like, oh hey, we're gonna take a note from the books. Classic. This company does not learn to sit down and say, hey, enough is enough. Can we just close our location and start from scratch? No. Anyway, that's why your ass is over here struggling again, and I'm just waiting on the downfall from it. I'll be saying na 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 na, hey, goodbye. So I guess that's why we got the trampolines on the super zone, which is doing this. Yeah, exactly, pretty much. Instead of putting in some location to test out, Chuck E. Cheese said, hey, let's roll out to all locations. A experiment that should not be worked in. And honestly, I really feel like you don't need to put them in every goddamn location. And then, not to mention too, the Chuck's Arcades has a trampoline zone. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. You have Chuck's Arcades with a trampoline zone. And that's supposed to be a quote unquote place for adults? Wow, that's so amazing. That is so amazing. This company is like, it really proves to me how much stupid this company can get more and more. I love it. I really love it. Like I just love it. Love everything from it. For those on kids get the modern plays those dirty with those jerseys. Exactly. Exactly, man, exactly. But I think it's only out St. Petersburg is the only one that actually has that thing for the trampoline zone. I don't know the other Chuck's Arcade's gonna do it. Well, I don't think Kansas City actually have it. No, Kansas City don't has it. Not that I know of. But yeah, they don't have it. But St. Petersburg is the only one. Think I went to St. Petersburg? Don't remember. press fast. Exactly. I don't get it either. Trying to see what else. Okay, so let's get back to the Muppet stuff because our good friend Offhand Disney just released a brand new video too, which I'm actually excited about as well. I've been waiting on this to drop, so hey, let's get back to this here.
What's that? I didn't think we were doing this video today, but Disney put out some news, and I need to talk about the news. Muppet Vision 3D is closed. As we all know, it's going to be replaced by Monstropolis and the Monsters, Inc. door coaster and some sort of show, and the Muppets would be moving across the park to Sunset Boulevard to the Rocket Roller Coaster. All of this is at Hollywood Studios, by the way, in Orlando. And before, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, this is all we knew about the Muppets Rocket Roller Coaster. But now...
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the good stuff.
We got a vague storyline, and I am here to tell you, my friends, about it. I'm very excited for what this might mean for the Muppets. So it seems like Disney decided to hold a sort of parks panel before next week's D23 Destination D23 event, where they're not going to have a parks panel. It wasn't full of big bombastic announcements, just a clarification. That's the word you're going to hear in this week's later video. Clarification on things they have already announced. Specifically, in this video, we're going to be talking about the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. However, they did announce some things for Zootopia Better Zoogether, the show replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug at Animal Kingdom, and the creative new finale for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom. Now, that's a whole different thing. We're going to talk about that briefly at the end. This video is about the Muppets, so we're going to talk about the Muppets. Why didn't they save this for Destination D23, though? I don't know. Do they have more planned? Do they have nothing planned? I don't know. So, the Muppets are taking over the Rock and Roller Coaster. We have the Rock and Roller Coaster courtyard right here as seen today. Well, not today, but as of a couple of months ago, the red Aerosmith guitar. It's going to look a little bit different when the Muppets move in. Here is concept art of the new Rock and Roller Coaster courtyard. The ride's name isn't going to be changed, by the way. It's just the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets now instead of starring Aerosmith. However, I do want to point out the nice, cool new lighting effects on the guitar. I don't think they have those now. I think it's just a spotlight on the guitar at night, right? It would be super awesome if those lighting effects changed with the music they are playing in the courtyard, the classic rock. If they don't change the loop, they might just change the loop to the sort of the Muppet Vision interior music loop of just the best of the Muppets songs. We don't know yet. That's for marketing to figure out. Well, what's that? That's for legal to figure out.
Legal?
I guess that's just for regular Imagineering to figure out. I do like the new psychedelic guitar, though. I think that looks really, really cool, and a nice indicator of what we can find inside. A bit more of a whimsical, chaotic environment than the previous G-Force records, which, by the way, is still part of the story. Let's talk about the story, because it's very interesting. It keeps the lore from the old Rock and Roller Coaster around. It's just that the Muppets are here now. Now, this is directly from the Disney Parks blog. Quote, the Electric Mayhem are...
Sorry, I can't see that little quote right there.
Ever. Anyone who's anyone is in attendance to witness Animal, Dr. Teeth, and the rest of this groove-tastic group rock down the house. There's just one little problem. The band is nowhere to be found. Across town at G-Force Records, we're treated to a VIP tour of the legendary rock and roll recording studio. Things might look a little different around this Hollywood institution, as the label has recently come under new management. The Muppets. We're happy to say that our colorful crew has landed some new digs. With just a little help from Scooter's uncle, real estate tycoon and owner of the Muppet Theater.
I like how part of this edit, when they show the clip of Scooter and like Kermit, this part here, even though like I said, I'm sorry you guys can't really see that, this part gets cut out in the edit. It's really real in the video. This part gets cut out in the edit. It's kind of like funny to me.
It's the G in G-Force. Just wait until you see how they've made these hollowed halls their own, creating the perfect place to make sweet, sweet Muppet music together. So that little story blurb right there just leads me to believe that this is the same G-Force Records that Aerosmith was performing with
on the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. It's just been acquired now by J.P. Gross, Scooter's uncle, and of course, being Scooter's uncle, the Muppets have now moved in and made this place their own. And by that I mean probably lots and lots of gags to be found in this queue, which I'm excited for. If this queue can serve as sort of a spiritual successor to the Muppets courtyard area where everything was a visual gag or a pun to believe.
Nobody likes
Damn
a
it.
cracked windshield.
What was that?
No, but you can go to SafeLight.com and get it fixed now and pay later. Awesome. SafeLight can come to you for free. Don't wait. Get it fixed now and pay later at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
Smooth, sophisticated feel, refined look. But these napkins aren't just...
That this is the same G4 Hollywood institution as
Watch
the
right
one
here.
that's recently come under new management, the Muppets. We're happy to say that our colorful crew has landed some new digs with just a little help from
Right here. This, the description, it was right here, then it moved up to right here. So when the part where Scooter comes in, this is like half cut out. I don't know if that was supposed to be mainly in the edit on purpose or what, but yeah, yeah.
from Scooter's uncle, real estate tycoon and owner of the Muppet Theater, J.P. Gross, really puts the G in G-Force. Just wait until you see how they've made these hollowed halls their own, creating the perfect place to make sweet, sweet Muppet music together. So that little story blurb right there just leads me to believe that this is the same G-Force Records that Aerosmith was performing with on the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. It's just been acquired now by J.P. Gross, Scooter's uncle, and of course, being Scooter's uncle, the Muppets have now moved in and made this place their own. And by that I mean probably lots and lots of gags to be found in this queue, which I'm excited for. If this queue can serve as sort of a spiritual successor to the Muppets courtyard area where everything was a visual gag or a pun, I think that would be really, really cool. I think we do need some more of that in Disney, just in general. More Muppets in general is never a bad thing, even though we had to get rid of Muppet Vision. Maybe they'll bring it back someday? Who knows? Now, what's the music going to be like on the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster? Good question. Now, when it comes to the actual ride experience, quote, with the help from our friends at Muppet Labs, please give us a Beaker and Honeydew animatronic in the loading zone of Disney I Will Love You Forever, and a very fast limousine. We'll take a twisting, turning, and screamingly fun road trip across Hollywood to reach the concert in time. The iconic scenery and landmarks of Tinseltown will feature a Muppet twist. And throughout the journey, you'll hear the Electric Mayhem playing some of the most iconic rockin' hits in your ears to keep the music and adrenaline pumping. I'm sure G-Force Records will release a concert set list soon. Keep an eye out for that. Soon. Soon as in next week at Destination D23. Maybe. So when it comes to the music we'll be hearing on the Rock and Roller Coaster, it sounds like it's going to be covers of popular rock songs by the Electric Mayhem, not popular rock songs by their original artists. It'll be the Electric Mayhem playing the music while we're on the way to the concerts. And this is pretty much in line with what a lot of people thought was going to happen with the storyline of the ride. We're still trying to get to a concert, as was the case in the original. The question was whether they'd be singing Muppets songs while we were on the actual roller coaster, whether they would be singing Muppet covers of popular rock songs, which is what is going to be confirmed, or whether it was going to be just popular, rock songs or pop songs from the modern day that they would put into Rock and Roller Coaster. The second one, I think, is a very, very good call. Who knows, maybe we'll get Dr. Teeth singing Walk This Way as part of a sort of homage to the old version of the attraction. Something to think about. Now that's almost all the information Disney gave us on the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster today. They did give us one more very important piece of concept art, though, that I do want to mention. I showed previously the pre-show where you would see that sort of recorded video of Aerosmith trying to get to the concert before you entered the loading zone. Now, the pre-show will be a bit expanded. The room itself won't be expanded. It's going to be the same room, but there will be audio animatronics in the room. An audio animatronic Scooter and Penguins controlling the sound booth, and then Kermit, the Electric Mayhem, and Miss Piggy on television screens sort of communicating with the Penguins, I'm assuming. Hopefully there's some trouble. Hopefully there's a Swedish chef in there, maybe a cannon or a giant shotgun. I don't know. But let's take a look at that concept art right now.
Yeah.
Here we have concept art.
That's one I posted earlier.
Show of the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. And like I said, you can see the video screens there in the back with Miss Piggy, the Electric Mayhem, and Kermit. But in the foreground, we have two penguins and a Scooter. These are confirmed by Disney to be audio animatronics. I don't think that the penguins will be recycled from Muppet Vision 3D. I don't think they'll do really the same sort of movements or anything, but there will be 3 audio animatronics in the pre-show with the Muppets, which is 3 more than there currently are, so that is a objective upgrade. I do sort of have one smaller complaint with this concept art though, just a little tiny critique. I do want there to be a little bit more color, a little bit more, for lack of a better term, mayhem happening in this scene. You can see it looks very clean in the recording studio. I want to see boas, I want to see scarves, beads, all of the hallmarks of the Muppets and the Electric Mayhem. I want to see more set dressing you'll see when the ride opens. Of course, like I said, this is just concept art. I do want to see a little more.
I don't know what that is. It was like, I don't know if he meant to kick that in or what, but that was something.
This.
But wait, she got to share what scene talking about. Talking about the scene with that mayhem where they had like the original audio playing and he's speaking over that audio. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but that was interesting.
Beads, all of the hallmarks of the Muppets and the Electric Mayhem. I want to see more set dressing you'll see when the ride opens. Of course, like I said, this is just concept art. I do want to see.
It is confirmed by Disney themselves that 2 of the Muppet Vision 3D penguins, I don't know which 2 are they specifically, they'll be used for the attraction for the pre-show. So 2 of the penguins will be reused and see the light of day again. So yes, it is confirmed that 2 of the penguins from the orchestra will be used for the new ride for the pre-show. So
a little more when the ride opens, but this is great. I am happy with this. I hope Kermit talks to the penguins, like looks down from the screen and talks to the penguins like he does in Muppet Vision 3D. That would be a wonderful callback. But we haven't seen anything from the loading.
how will it work with the ride technology? I don't know.
In a Hollywood back alley, which I think allows for a lot of fun Muppets hijinks. Like you can have Muppet silhouettes in windows. I believe my friend Jack over at DSNY Newscast pitched that idea, having the Muppets sort of walk around in the buildings around.
I don't know what they're gonna do with the rest. I'm hoping that, they use them for good use, like animatronics too.
Square with Ichabod Crane, that sort of thing. But I do think it's interesting they haven't shown anything from the loading area yet. I do think that there will be changes.
We'll see.
Whether or not those are going to be big changes or small changes, it remains to be seen. And that's all the info we got for the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster from Disney today. We got a whole lot more info for our other attractions. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we do know more about the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster today than we knew yesterday, which is good. I'm just so confused why they didn't save it for next week, but that's neither here nor there. I'm thinking this looks great. I'm happy that the Muppets will still have some representation in the parks because they absolutely need it. I am still probably on the side of Muppet Vision 3D, though. I'd still rather have Muppet Vision than the Rock and Roller Coaster, but who knows? Maybe someday we'll have both. Maybe someday. Now, like with other quick flip attractions like Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disneyland, I don't think that the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith will be closed for too long. Maybe 6 to 8 months. It'll be a very quick flip. That's me snapping. So,
that'd be a very quick flip. That's me snapping. I like that line.
The Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets closing in 6 to 8 months. It'll be a very quick flip. That's me snapping.
I like how you said that in the audio recording. He just snapped by recording. He's like, that's me snapping. That was great.
So if you want my prediction, the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith closing in 2026. The Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets opening also in 2026. It'll be quick, don't worry. Disney also gave us more information on Zootopia Better Together, Big Thunder Mountain, and Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin in Tomorrowland. It's the same ride, but it's different. It's not Astro Blasters, it's Space Ranger Spin. Let's talk real quick about Space Ranger Spin because that's pretty quick and easy. As you all know, they're redoing the ride vehicles. They'll be different. They'll have the Disneyland-style blasters where you can actually pick them up and shoot them. And they will have a brand new scoring system where the score will be essentially unlimited. There's no 99999 anymore. Here's a photo. Here you can see the newly redesigned ride vehicles. They look very similar, however the blasters are different, and the display for the score will be digital now, and it will be unlimited. There's an uncapped score limit. However, I do think that they're going to keep the point values the same. You'll be able to get Galactic Hero if you just break that 1 million or that 99999 score limit. We got an opening day for Zootopia Better Together in the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom, the new, I believe, 4D show. I really do hope it's 4D and not just 3D. November 7th is when it will be open. There will also be a brand new meet and greet with Nick and Judy at the Tree of Life, which, yeah, at meet and greet, they're very, very popular. Their new movie's about to come out, duh. Heidi Howler will be in the new show. We love Heidi Howler. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will also receive a new finale. Now, this was widely rumored. It's essentially taken as fact for the past year or so since it's been closed. It will reopen in 2026 with a new finale where you see the Rainbow Caverns from the Disneyland attraction Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. The Rainbow Caverns are coming to Florida for the first time, and I'm so excited. Here's concept art. You know, now that I'm looking at this, I was wrong. This is not the finale scene. This is the first lift hill where you see the beautiful, wonderful, serene Rainbow Caverns. And suddenly, lightning strikes the mountain, thunder cracks, and the scene turns a bit scarier. All of the water turns red. All of the bats open up their red, beady eyes and stare directly at you. I hope this is a little bit unnerving. I want this to be just a little bit scary because this ride is about a haunted mine train. There are ghosts inside the mountain. Honestly, I think it's about time we start leaning into the spooky aspect of this attraction. However, going back to what I said earlier, they didn't say anything about the finale scene, that final lift hill where the TNT is exploding at Disneyland. I think they're probably going to go with something similar with the TNT, but this beginning lift hill being so different from Disneyland's makes me think they might be leaning more into the paranormal aspect of the attraction. We can only hope that has yet to be announced. So there you have it, just a little quick coverage of all of the news Disney dropped today at their Not Destination D23 Not Parks panel. A lot of cool Muppet stuff in this video, that's what I really wanted to focus on, but there was some stuff about Animal Kingdom, about Buzz, about Big Thunder. There were a couple other smaller announcements thrown in there, like the Disney animation expansion coming to Hollywood Studios, just a new poster for that. So sort of littler things. Well, you might see some bigger announcements next week at Destination D23. Now that they've announced all of this, I have no idea what to expect going into that weekend now. But just a fun little offhand news video for you and for me, just to sort of get this off my chest, give my takes, because everyone's waiting for my takes. I'm going to go to the end card now. It's down there underneath the desk. I'm sure you all know the drill by this point. It is kind of a pain getting down here, but you know, I'm getting more and more used to it as the news keeps flowing. So Disney, keep posting those news articles. It's very important that you keep posting those news articles so I can get under this desk easier. End card. Hey there, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Just a quick little offhand news video. I hoped to get it done in under 2 hours. I think I delivered on that. It should be live by like 5-ish Florida time, which is a little late in the day, but I hope you'll excuse that. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new around here and you want more videos like this one, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. I like doing the offhand news videos, especially because they're so, you know, spur of the moment right after the news comes out, so I get my fresh, you know, opinion, my, you could say, offhand thoughts on this news as soon as Disney puts it out there. I think it's a lot of fun. But that's the end of this video, everybody. If you want to follow me on other social medias, you can, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. Thank you, as always, to my supporters over at patreon.com/offhanddisney. That will be linked in the description below. Just $1 a month to get you early access to videos. Not this one, though, because this one was just thrown together, you know, spur of the moment kind of thing. That's what makes Offhand News fun. Thank you, again, so much, all of you, for watching this video. I look forward to seeing everybody here in the video that comes out later this week that I'm going to have to change because Disney decided to put out a bunch of news today. Goodbye.
And ladies and gentlemen, this has been Offhand News. I was actually surprised that he was going to drop a video on it because, you know, it's kind of been a minute since Offhand actually dropped a video about the Muppets. And I was kind of glad that that actually happened today. Didn't think he was going to, but, you know, with the news of the Muppet Ride, guarantee you everybody is now making videos about it and speaking up about it and stuff. And I thought there was going to be talks about the Broadway thing, but I guess once the Broadway show kind of leads up more, I guess we'll get to see more of that, but, you know, maybe not, maybe not, but maybe later on down the line we'll see more news about the Broadway show, upcoming show, and hopefully we'll get to hear more news about the Rock and Roller Coaster ride, which, you know, that's very exciting, and not looking at you, no one cares about you, but great. This is absolutely so great. I know for sure once I get started talking about the Mutt Vision video, I know there's going to be a lot to talk about too. So that's also great. Alright, so I know this live is going to be kind of a bit short. I know it's like a little hour in, but again, it's almost 10 o'clock here, actually. But it's not really a 2-hour, 3-hour type stream. A little bit of a 1 hour. Right. I think I got something in mind, actually. Continue what I'm going to say, Cheddar, while I find this real quick, actually. Continue on. How McDonald's wait, I'm sorry. Well, I rediscovered the video by the channel. The Slow Start. Slow Start? What the? Anyway, it's called How McDonald's Removed Kids from the Equation. Really? Interesting. I definitely have to watch that. Well, speaking of which, McDonald's, though, let me see if I still have this, actually. I want to check first. Yes, I actually still do have this. So, anyway, speaking of which, of McDonald's, and surprisingly, never having this topic of it, actually. Let me see which one it was. A while back. Oh, God, look at that. That's amazing. I remember that intro. Not joking. Having. So, actually, I want to show you guys this here. And I might go ahead and make this episode again. I don't know yet. But at one point, back when it was season 2 on the old talk show channel. Sorry. Back when it was season 2 on the old talk show channel, we actually did, me and Chad, I actually came with the idea of saying, hey, we should do a McDonald Land topic, discovering the history of McDonald Land. This was when, Yesterworld made the video, and I was like, we should make this video off of it. So, I don't remember which one it was his edit or what, because I edited this, and then he went in and did some stuff to edit. So, let me see. I think this is the one. I don't know. But I'll put it on our private. Yeah. The intro just keeps playing, you're right. But, I'm trying to find the one that showed a bit of his editing. I don't remember. This one had the music, did it?
Let us play one of the best Simone.
Oh,
Which feature a narrator.
Alright, so anyway. Yeah, it was like an old idea. And this like inspired off of not the Yesterworld video, from like other people's videos that made history of McDonald Land. This is when he was like getting creative with topics and stuff, and he was down for it. And this is just, it never came out due to like some information was inaccurate through other people. I mean, I was in control of the whole scripting thing. We actually got in contact with someone who was around during the early years of McDonald Land, which helped out with Yesterworld with his video and stuff. But yeah, this is just something. Maybe one day I'll come back around and just do this topic again. I don't know. Do I have the idea? Do I have this idea in mind? Yeah, of course. Especially after like the McDonald Land, like the little change of the McDonald Land Happy Meal. Of course, yeah, of course. I have an idea like this again in mind. I definitely want to do again. Definitely want to do more in-depth research again. That'd be pretty great. It's one of those things, like it's a here or there sort of thing, and it's one of those here or there things, like what could work and what could not work, and how can it go through. But hey, it could work. But sure, if you want, I know I want to get like more people involved too, and I know for sure like Well, I want to do like a big collaboration project too on it as well. You know, instead of just doing just me. But I'll let you guys watch this episode. This unreleased episode that you guys have never seen before, and this is the only time I'm actually. This is the only time you guys will see this episode that never been released, and you know maybe one day I'll come back to it. So let's play it. After it loads.
McDonald's, America's and internationally the number one fast food chain in the world. It's been through.
Okay, so here's one thing too that I'm like just kind of pausing so much stuff here. So when Chad did his part, and I told him like, you know, you want me to type out a script for you? He's like, no, I'm gonna just do this offhand and just, you know, he just did it offhand, and literally everything is like jumbo edits of his stuff. Not a big fan of it. I'm gonna admit I'm not a big fan of it, but at the same time, I'm more into like writing a script and then doing what the script and record off of that instead of just like saying whatever on the mic, you know. But you know, hey, okay, please everybody.
Some interesting history, especially now because all McDonald's pretty much now look depressing and phasing everything out as it is. But it wasn't always like that. Let's move back to 1963, where the McDonald's in Washington wanted to promote their restaurant on television. And they brought out the most iconic character you can ever think of.
Introducing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest clown, Ronald McDonald. Now, where is that clown? Oh, Ronald! Hey, Ronald! Here I am, kid. Hey, you been watching TV fun? Especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
Ronald McDonald, played by Willard Scott in 1963. He would do a few of the local McDonald's commercials, and then Ronald McDonald would go nationwide, and he was a huge success. Ronald was very popular. But then as years went by, Ronald decided to go for a little style change, developed by Michael Polikovs in the late 1960s. Well, we know him as Coco the Clown. And he tried a new type of Ronald, which basically improved the style he wore and tried a new concept, because he was Coco for a time, but then decided to take on the role as Ronald and made it interesting.
Got a new kind of game we can play. Hi, get it? You're supposed to spin around on a flying hamburger. Why don't you do it first, Ronald, and show us how? I'll help you tie on the blindfold, Ronald. Careful, Ronald. Oh!
Even though he turned into the Ronald we recognize nowadays, I wasn't really a fan of his style, but that's just my opinion. But then later on, Ray Rayner took on the role for Ronald, and then he made it better. But then there was another actor that took on the role later on in 1969, King Moody. And this was before McDonaldland, but you can recognize him as the most iconic Ronald you can see. Here's one.
Just think McDonald's. If we win, there'll be hamburgers, french fries, and Cokes for everyone.
He had something that some of the other ones before him didn't. I mean, take back to Willard Scott. He made Ronald McDonald who he is today. But after all of those, Willard Scott and King Moody, they made Ronald something special. Now we move forward to one of the most iconic eras in McDonald's history. The 1970s, where we bring you into McDonald Land.
Get yourself ready for a trip through McDonald Land. Take a long friend and grab a hold of Ronald's hand. As you're heading for McDonald's.
Around January 1971, the first phase of McDonald Land began. The early days of the commercials was built on the upbeat bubblegum style tune, which featured a narrator, as McDonald Land itself was a magical place where plants, food, the lovable characters that would feature was Ronald McDonald, Mayor McCheese. He was the mayor of McDonald Land, Officer Big Mac, who was the chief police, and the professor, who was a scientist, local, and researcher. These guys were the protagonists, while the antagonist was the Hamburglar, who was the villain as he would steal McDonald's burgers, and Captain Crook, who would steal Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, with a few mysterious characters such as Grimace, who was first called the Emo Grimace, and the Goblins, who would steal the McDonald's french fries, were later known as the Fried Kids, Girls, or Guys. The many plots involving various villains trying to steal Crook
My bad, that's too loud.
was being pulled by Ronald McDonald. So right now, let's play one of the best moments from the early McDonald Land's commercials.
One bright sunny day in McDonald's Land. The burger along fried Jim. Why, it's that crafty old hamburger. Stealing all those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. What do we do? Not even a crafty old hamburger compared to McDonald's chocolate shake. Sure enough, the hamburger went for it. Uh-oh, Jerry, there's Captain Crook blocking the bridge. Give me some of those McDonald's and I will buy. But you don't get across. Don't worry, Jimmy. I got a plan. Ronald knows Captain Crook is a no, but no. Pick it up and play treasure hunt. 3 skips for the hamburger patch. 3 kicks for the treasure. Where are those apple pies? Well, he gets what's coming to him. We'll go get some triple thick shakes and hot apple pies at McDonald's.
The campaign was a huge success, and the character's personality was spamming into merchandise. So basically, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you want to check out the more different types of merchandise from the restaurants. I recommend checking out yesterday's video about McDonald Land. But one thing, of course, to fit real nostalgic is his very own McDonald Land playground, which, of course, again, you can find more details about in the description on yesterday's video. As the commercials continued to grow in the late 70s, the stuff behind the scenes were a bit of a trouble for the fast food restaurants.
Needham Harper and Steers, who was the ad agency of McDonald Land, originally hopped on with Sid and Marty Krofft, the creator of HR Pufnstuf, as they would agree to license the character, but soon after being canceled, which was a lie, because we all know in 1971 the commercial was developed, and yes, we're gonna play the theme song again.
Follow Ronald McDonald through the land of apple pie trees. And don't be surprised if you meet Big Mac and Big Cheese.
So the Krofft brothers eventually sued McDonald's, which the court case led into 1977, as McDonald's was ordered to pay the Krofts more than $1 million of the lawsuit, which in result, the concept of the magical place and several of the original characters were phased out.
Sounds like a lot of... Sounds like a lot of... Sounds like a...
Throughout the early 80s and 90s, McDonald Land remained in the popularity as the commercial were introducing to new characters, such as Sparrow the Early Bird, who was representing the McDonald Land breakfast. Soon after, the Happy Meal game and Big Nugget Buddies Too Big, as representatives for McDonald's Happy Meals. For the commercials, some of the characters' appearances was revised, as the commercials have them in reality, as they will interact with real-life characters, as several of the commercial were filmed also at McDonald Land. Merchandise was also growing a huge domain for children, which the most noticeable was the McDonald Land Fun Time, which in 1989, a made-for-television movie, The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, Make Treasure Island. made its debut. So we had covered the early years for the popularities, but as the story goes, all good things must come to an end, as next we'll discuss the downfall.
Wake up, it's another day. Time to get going, why sleep when we can play?
Morning, Sunday. Morning, Ronald. 1998 through 2001, the McDonald's Corporation teamed up with Klasky Csupo, who were the creators of some classic Nickelodeon TV shows, such as 1991's
Gee, that was
Rugrats
fast.
and 1998's The Wild Thornberrys. This company made an animated series called The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. The series contained 6 episodes with a runtime of 40 minutes each that were sold on direct-to-video VHS copies at McDonald's stores, as well as briefly being broadcasted on Nickelodeon. Each episode would begin and end with a live-action sequence of Ronald McDonald.
This is your very own clown, Ronald McDonald. Hoping I'll see you next time, live and in person at McDonald's.
Similar to some other iconic 90s cartoons, like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Back to the Future the Animated Series. Ronald McDonald was played by Jack Doebka in episodes 1 through 3, while David Husley played Ronald in episodes 4 through 6. Episodes 1 through 5 were sold in McDonald's stores for $3.49 a copy, while episode 6 is extremely rare and was never sold publicly in stores. It was considered lost media for a long time, but now all 6 episodes have been found and are readily available online. The series was reported to be so popular that McDonald's stores would actually run out of copies rather quickly. There was also an accompanying Happy Meal promotion that ran in 1999 that would include Lego Polybag sets featuring 15 to 20 pieces with a print-on element depicting a character from the series. Despite its popularity with fans, critics were a bit harsher on the series, and it would receive mixed reviews. On January 30th of 2003, the wacky adventure of Ronald McDonald came to an abrupt end. It was also noted that during this time in the 2000s that another downfall was on its way. There ended up being a huge conflict with keeping the McDonaldland characters or keeping the slogan I'm loving it. This ultimately led to the decision to retire the remaining McDonaldland characters.
In recent years, the lovable iconic McDonaldland characters were largely phased out of advertising campaigns, but they continue to appear in McDonald's play areas along with decorative seats for children's birthday parties and other special occasions. The characters would appear on several soft drink cups until 2008. However, they appear as cookies too, in packages titled McDonaldland Cookies. Grimace also did make his appearance again in a non-speaking advertisement role for the movie Monsters vs. Aliens in 2009, along with the Hamburger making his appearance again in the commercial, which was adult-oriented. And the commercial itself was, to say the very least, a little weird.
America, I am back, and I'm... Hi, honey. This is why I'm back right here. 100% real... No. I got the candles as well as the cake. I can't believe... No, we'll talk soon, like 15 minutes maybe, 15. I am actually at, the party store right now, so I can take care of it.
Around 2015, the characters were slowly being reintroduced to the public as Ronald now promoted fitness along with physical and mental health, with his friends appearing in hospitals to help sick children. Ronald and the gang also appeared internationally to host birthday parties. To see some amazing McDonald's artifacts, you could go check the world's largest McDonald's in Orlando, Florida, or visit the very first McDonald's museum in San Bernardino, California. Throughout the ups and downs of McDonaldland's history, it was still a great magical place created for children's marketing and was a great advertisement campaign. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Chucky's Talk Show. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for amazing content. And until then, we'll see you on the next episode of Chucky's Talk Show.
It was like 2021-ish. 2020. We did this.
Hi, Ronald.
Bad day, huh?
I'll say.
Well, could be worse.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, 20, no, by that outro, 2021. That looks like a 2020 outro. I don't know. Well, anyway, 2020. Let's just say 2020. Yeah, 2020. Oh my god. Oh god, I cringe. I had to walk out a few moments. But yeah, I do not miss. I miss doing the project, honestly. But I just don't like how it was handled. I really don't. I really don't like how the project was like really handled. So it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. But I don't like how that whole project was just kind of like handled in a way. It was just one of those projects like I'm not proud of. I'm kind of glad it didn't get released and saw the light of day because some of the edits could have been better, honestly. But remember, Chavez helped me out with it, and like I mean, I wish the scripting was better. I wish the editing was better. But yeah, it was like 2020 we did that, bro. That's so weird. But it is a thought mind process to do. I'm doing it again. I'm gonna see. I will see what can be fixed of it, and what can I do about it. You know, I want to make like a good informal essay video. Right, exactly. I'm so glad I did too, because I think that's one prime example of what cringeness looks like, and then compared to the videos back then to compare the videos now is like again I was more of a I guess with Chaz's direction when it came to stuff like working videos again, like I said with his lines, all that was just like him just not using a script, and he also almost did that too when we did our evolution video years ago on the original channel, that he was not using a script, and it's like, dude, use a script for these videos, like, you know, be professional, like be like for real professional, and that's what I like. I like to type out a nice script, you know, put in informative research, by the way, in I guess him case who likes knows about a certain subject and knows the history behind a certain subject, he just records it and that's it, you know. But me is like, I'd rather write a script it out, do the research, you know, what they call it in school, reading comprehension, and you know, put everything into play, and then boom, it that's how I see it. Wasn't great at reading, but you know, I learned a lot from school with the reading comprehension, the deep dives and stuff. Hey, you think I'm making this topic a real thing again? I got the thumbnail in mind. So, remember to keep that in mind, and I'll keep that in mind too. I will definitely keep that in mind. That'll be a nice topic for the show. The history of McDonald Land, the rise and fall, the history of McDonald Land. Yeah, you know, especially too with the Happy Meal, with the McDonald Land meal came out too. It does make sense to make a topic like that, but that is a thought process. So I'll keep that in mind, man. I'll keep that in mind for sure. I don't want you to just make the thumbnail and then it's like it's, you know, the reality. It doesn't happen. So I will definitely keep that in mind, and I will let you know whenever I make the final decision of it. But oh, it didn't upload yet? The Jeffrey's birthday thing, did it upload yet? I thought he uploaded it today. Okay. So it's tomorrow he's uploading Jeffrey's birthday? I didn't know that. I thought it was today he's uploading Jeffrey's birthday, so I guess it is tomorrow. Interesting. But, let's just see how far the topics go, and I really want to see, you know, I want to test the waters out. Right, it's going to be a late birthday gift, yeah. Not surprised by that one. But I do want to see where this idea go with me and Taylor, because I do have a skit in mind, actually. I do have a skit in mind for Taylor's interview. I'm not going to say what it's going to be on here because I like to keep it a surprise, but I do have a skit in mind for Taylor's interview. which I guarantee you guys will like the skit and stuff. So I guarantee you guys will enjoy the skit that I will come up with, and hopefully I can actually get typing on that soon and send it to her. I know I messaged her yesterday about it. I haven't really heard anything back, so maybe she always busy and stuff, so that's understandable. And told her it's not set in stone yet, but it is an idea that I am doing a skit for Taylor's interview, and you guys be excited to see what ideas or what idea I have in mind, because you guys say that I'd be like a really good actor and stuff. So no, I do not have a release window as right now. I know I told Taylor next month we're about to start like doing the recording and everything, but again, I wouldn't say next month, because like right now everything's just so like crazy busy and stuff. But she said her availability is open for September, so I mean, if so, that'd be cool. But we haven't really talked back from that. All I know was she got back home recently from Colorado, and I'm just waiting. I'm gonna wait on those videos to drop what her and Tyler done, like the ventures they have, and then I'll be like, okay, so I got a set zone of when we do this interview, and it'll be after. I can tell you this: it's gonna be released after the topic. So after the topic is released, it's gonna be a follow up with that. So basically, part of the skit is it's gonna be a follow up after the first episode, the 2.0 topic is dropped. So that's all I can say. It's gonna be a follow up from that video. So whenever that video is finished and uploaded, then the skit will be for the interview will be a follow up from that. In a way, but you'll see more whenever we do film the skit and do the skit and stuff, which I think we'll do the interview first before we do the skit. I don't know yet, because that's gonna be like filming two different places. But as for release date right now for the interview, I do not have one as right now. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm just gonna wait and see all the videos she drops from Colorado, and then if some other things comes up, then you already know I'll be on the train of like, here's all the questions I gotta ask. But I don't know how long the interview will be though, too. That's another thing, because I told Taylor like we're gonna do like an interview and a discussion. Let me get this girl's face off here, but it'd be like an interview and a discussion. So yeah, that's gonna be cool though. I'm excited. I'm really excited for the interview, and like I'm also nervous as well, because I don't know how this gonna go. Will this be a professional route? Will this be like, will we see Taylor on the live streams? Like what are we gonna do in this? And my all I asked Taylor was like, hey, just be yourself on the stream. That's all I asked. But I really have a gut feeling we're gonna have some funny moments in the stream. I'm not gonna bring the bib, or not gonna bring Bella obviously to the stream, but I feel like it's gonna there's like something in there, like we're gonna have a moment, like funny moments and tangent moments or whatever in the interview. But I'm excited for it though. I really am excited for it, for whenever we do record. No, like I said, I know it's the next month, but I'm gonna definitely see, like once September like rolls around, I'm gonna say, hey, are your abilities still open for September? Just want to be sure, and then whatever she says, then we'll figure the rest out from there. I just gotta go to my cousin's house too, and also figure out how can we do, the setting up and stuff. So, more details will be that sharing very, very soon. But anyway, it is time to close out here for the night though. So, premiere Saturday, Reimagine shows. Make sure you guys set your reminders for that. Huge thanks again to Cheddar for doing the thumbnail. I did credit you, by the way. Also, I literally forgot about that last night, but I'm so glad that I went back and credit you for it, even though I didn't want to think like I took it in, out of your hands. But Anyway, it is time to play our goodnight song, and also stay tuned because I will be releasing the release date very very soon for the traveling blog too. So that'll be the Count Cheese blog number 4, of course, for the traveling blog as well. So release date on that will be dropping very 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 soon as well. Not one of my favorite blogs, but you guys been needing a new blog anyway, so I'm kind of glad blog number 4 is already being finished and uploaded, and now the release date for that one will be shared very, very soon. But for now, let's end off with the stream with the goodnight song.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go, baby. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Bye, baby. Take it, Beach. I gotta go. Oh, you know I gotta leave. I gotta get out. I gotta get out right now. I'm going home. Oh, baby. Beach Bear's out of here. I'm gone. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Oh, speaking of history, there was a time when there was no loony birds. Kids hummed quietly to themselves while sitting patiently waiting for dinner to end. But no longer do they have to suffer the slings and arrows of a macaroni dinner. 'Cause I love you so. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I gotta go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. No, really, I gotta go. We hate to leave you, but we really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
The more you hear this song, it never gets old. It's so heartwarming. Oh, yes, and before I do end off the stream, I do want to send my condolences. Rest in peace, by the way. I know I shared this earlier today, but again, rest in peace to Sean Fernandez. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, Sean, he was the third voice actor for Country Clunk in the 1985 show Take Country Clunk, and of course he was the front man of the group Heart Attack Diner with current voice actor for each fair, Rick Bailey. It is unfortunate that we have lost 3 former voice actors from the Rockfire Explosion, from the Tropical Cleaners. First was Sal, next was Sal's brother, which was like a few weeks ago, a month ago, something like that, and now Sean. My condolences, my prayers, my love, my support is with the family. I know, especially with Dookie, I know he's very heartbroken too about it, and just heard about the news yesterday and sharing it with him. I know we were talking, and he shared it with me about Sean's passing with his wife. Again, it is unfortunate that we have lost another great talented musician who not only played a huge part in some of our parents' childhood, but who also was a great man, a great friend to some people in the community. So again, I just want to, before we close out, I do want to say rest in peace, Sean. Thank you for all you have done, for getting us the voice of Country Clunk, those amazing, lovely demos from the Country 2 show tape, of course, the Heart Attack Diner with Rick, and many other things that you have done during your past few years. It's unfortunate that you had passed away so young, especially with that stroke, but may your legacy, along with Todd and Sal, will forever live on forever. So, again, rest in peace to Sean. I played Country Clunk tonight, but I didn't want to come on the stream here acting all sad and stuff and heartbroken. I know it's very heartbroken. I know today is very heartbroken too, but I didn't want to come on here having this energy, with you guys, and I know it would have been right, but it would be at the same time, but In his condolences, if I go live Sunday, and if I go live Sunday, we might just play Country Club, in his honor, in his legacy of honor. But today I just want to talk about the Muppets because I know that was the news that almost everybody was talking about. So thank you guys so much for understanding. Again, rest in peace, Sean. We love you, man. And it was too young for him to pass away, but just know, ladies and gentlemen, he's finally in a better place. And so, anyway, just want to say that right there. But you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Stay tuned for Saturday's premiere. Stay tuned for next Saturday's premiere. And stay tuned to the premiere of the blog. And, that's pretty much it. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you guys Saturday. And hope to see you guys Sunday, too. So, good night, everybody.